Thank you, Neil. Hello, everyone. I can't help but make a couple of comments on the problem we've got with the Birkdale precinct that we're in, and the fact that the state government does own the local government. I have been fighting for 16 years, in fact for 25 years since I started the Koala Action Group, to save this area for koalas. Mary Street has been very dear to my heart. The overall problem with having the train line through here is that then it ticks a whole lot of boxes with the federal and state government, and we are instructed to turn these areas into higher densities because of the transport. There is a bus to Calabar from here, there's a bus to Wellington Point from the train station. This has nearly killed me in council. I have tried so hard to take Birkdale off the TOD network, transport orientated development, and constantly being hit by the development industry that we should be developing up our TODs. And in this division, Division 10, we have two of them, Thornside and Birkdale. And I'm out there been protecting for 25 years before I even got into council 16 years ago to stop this area going high density. I can't do it on my own because I'm one councillor out of 11 against a whole team of state government planners, federal government planners, and of course council planners who convince the council that you don't expand the urban footprint. To save the environment, we sacrifice Birkdale. And that's what I've said every time. To save the bottom end of the city, we've sacrificed this end, the top end. And I say we are neglected. I fight this argument every town plan. Don't do it to us because we have more environmental consciousness in Birkdale than I believe in anywhere else in the Redlands. And that's where the Koala Action Group started 200 metres away from here. And quite a few have been involved with me over the years. You know that this whole area here, you know, we've been working on this for years. I've tried to have the power lines underground in the Mary Street so we could plant more koala trees. And I was laughed out of council.
Let's fight!
This is the seriousness of the position. We are right next to a school, next to a railway station, next to a shopping centre, and then I say I want to save this area for the environment. In fact, I want to save around the railway station for the environment. I have fought against having the big highway put through here. You are aware of that, aren't you? The arterial road as a greenway. I was walking through there yesterday and there's fabulous trees all through there. There's no one worked harder than I have to try to save this area for the environment. The railway line has killed it for us, and that has become my major problem because people are still being told to come out here and they work in the city. So how do they get in? They get in their cars and they demand some form of transport. And therefore they put people around here who can walk to the train. And that's the whole idea. I'm absolutely bereft we've lost our battle at the railway station, and then the car park that's owned by a private person who's passed away is now up for sale. So Birkdale railway station is going to have less parking now than ever in the very near future. And it is going to need more people walking. And of course it's been zoned Res B. It's zoned Res B up to Thorn Road. As you know, there's units along this side of Agnes Street, and this is all now, that was zoned Res B. And I told everyone in the last town plan, I put a newsletter out with all that information. And I loosely said at the meeting that we had in council that the other side of the road could be next. Because every town plan that comes along, the government says, you need to take another lot of people. You can't have a zero population growth. Where are you going to put them? And that's why they look at the fringes of the already, all up to Collingwood Road is Res B. Did you know that? Go right from here to Collingwood Road, the whole way along to Shanoak Street is Res B. I couldn't fight that. I voted against it, I argued against it, all the other councillors put their hand up and voted for it. Do you understand? I'm one person, and I've been called selfish, wanting everything for Division 10. Of course, every councillor fights for their areas, and I've seen it, and it's broken my heart. So yes, I'm very, very sorry that this whole thing has happened. I think you're doing a wonderful job. I'd say you can do it. If you bring up that arborist report, which I read on the internet last night, absolutely thrilled, and I know it's not finished yet apparently, but that arborist report could do some serious damage to this application. I am so thrilled at the depth and the length of which the arborist you have got has put into the report. It's finally putting the truth out there of how impacting on our eucalypts any development is, anywhere in the root system. And I know there's concrete one side and the road's one side, but you do it to both sides and there's no hope. So a tree can take so much. As you've seen, the one in Maroondah Road died. It got a footpath one side, bitumen the other. That was the end of it. No matter how hard we tried, you can't take everything from a tree and expect it to survive. And that's what I fear the most. I believe you've achieved more than anywhere else. We've talked about all the other... I just told you before I went on a trip to investigate public housing and affordable housing. No one has ever been as successful as you people. So, and I couldn't do it on my own because I'm in a council, and anything the council does is I'm one vote on it. Fortunately, the council did support what we're doing completely. But don't forget, I'm under a code of conduct as well. And you people, by showing up here, have proved to the government that there's serious issues with these programs. There's not one program of public housing that they put out that they have really cared about the environment on. We've got one at Wellington Point that we believe they're 1 metre from the tree, from the trunk. And Wendy Baglari is beside herself trying to save that one. It's hard for us in council because we don't have the power. I can't go over there and tell Michael anything. It wouldn't matter anyway because we're elected representatives. It has to go through the official channels to change anything. But I believe with the arborist report, this is your next big step, and I believe it may well even bring it back to 8. I would be delighted, and I think then we would probably all sit back and say, hallelujah. And I wish us all the best. I'm glad to see you all here and hope we continue on. And thank you very much, Margaret and Neil, and thank you for letting me talk.